Hey everyone, this is Kunal from Digit, and today we have HTC's Desire 816. This is their latest phablet smartphone, which comes with a 5.5-inch 720p display. This is a Super LCD 2 display, and it's actually pretty brilliant. Works pretty well. Going by the design, HTC has used a lot of plastic all around. Although this doesn't look of very low quality, but this is very glossy and you get a lot of fingerprints on it. There is a 13 megapixel camera at the back with an LED flash. This has a BSI sensor, which means that you get very good low light images. Uh, if you go on the side, as you can see, it looks pretty much empty, but there is a very nicely made slot to cover the two SIM slots. These are nano SIM slots, which could be a problem for people who don't have nano SIMs, and also a micro SD card slot which supports up to 128 GB of cards. Um, at the top, we have the 3.5 mm audio jack, and there's also the mic when you're recording the videos. The bottom has the micro SD, the micro USB charging port. On the left, we have the power button and the lock button and the volume control keys. These are in, finished in metal, which gives a nice feel to it. If you look up front, we have the boom sound speakers from HTC, which is actually a very nice feature to have on the phone. It gives you a great volume, and obviously it's very clear. It's also a front-facing 5 megapixel camera, for taking selfies or making videos. So this is actually a very good camera to have on the device. Uh, Fits well in the hand, but slightly bigger. But thankfully, it's a little smaller than the Xperia T2 Ultra, which is somewhere in the same price segment. And this is running on the Snapdragon 400 processor, but it's clocked at 1.6 gigahertz, and it is a quad-core processor. So this is slightly more on power. This also has 1.5 GB of RAM, which is again more than what we had seen on the Sony Xperia T2 Ultra. There is a 2600 mAh lithium-ion battery on the device, which is pretty much enough to give you like about a day of charge. And considering the huge screen size, the battery backup is actually pretty fine. Uh, Going to the the Android version, we can see that this is running on the latest Android 4.4.2 KitKat, and with Sense 6.0, which is HTC's latest UI, which we had seen on the HTC One M8. And now the new UI brings in the Blinkfeed is now colored. You can put in some themes with which brings in a bunch of color to the UI. As you can see, you have some options of some presets which you can choose. If you want a darker, more black and white version, you can choose that, or if you want some colors, there's an option of few themes which you can play around with, and it looks like nice on the whole UI. Blinkfeed, as always, looks perfectly well, and now you have more options for having you can add Instagram as well. You have more news feeds which have come up, and you can add all of those to to have an update on just one home screen, which is Blinkfeed. The performance on the Desire 816 is actually quite good, considering the Snapdragon processor and the 1.5 GB of RAM on it. Everything works pretty fine. The UI, as you can see, is pretty smooth, no problems whatsoever. And with the new Sense UI, everything is we haven't faced any issues at all, and the whole experience on the device has been pretty good. Uh, let's do a bit of bit of gaming over here. Let me just try a bit of Dead Trigger 2. You can see the speakers are also excellent. This is one thing that we noticed. Like I said, the speakers on the Desire 816 are brilliant. You get an ample amount of volume. Plus, it's actually very clear. You don't have, it's not something like that will shrill in your ears, as you can see. So graphics wise, also everything works pretty nice. Now you can see the details. It's the high-end games. you have something like Dead Trigger 2 or even Real Racing 3, works perfectly fine, and we didn't face any lags, no stuttering, no nothing. And of course, adding the speakers, they just make the experience on the smartphone just brilliant. And even in the performance benchmarks, some of the benchmark tests that we did, as you can see, the the performance on the Desire 816 is not so bad, considering it's available at about 23,000 rupees, something from the mid to the high end section. This is not actually a bad device to have. Even on the design, part, it's actually a very good looking design if you can, ignore the fact that the back is very glossy. Coming to the camera, the 13 megapixel camera on this is actually pretty good, but we've seen slightly better cameras on a lot of devices. Uh, you do get the similar HTC One M8 kind of a UI on it, although some of the features like background defocusing and something, all those features are missing. So you just get the camera, the video, and the front facing, the camera. So, and you also get a few options which you can use to make your pictures better. You have a few filters, you have few modes, as you can see, like night mode, HDR, panorama, and all. You can change your ISO, also your white balance, exposure compensation, and so on. So the camera is actually not so bad. Let me just show you some of the camera samples. This has been taken in a normal lighting condition. This is actually pretty dull, as you can see. I don't know if you can clearly see this. Let me just pump up the brightness a bit. Oops. Yep, much better. So now you can see, it's still very, very dark. If you compare it with this, low light condition isn't handled very well. But if you're taking pictures in proper light, pictures and colors are actually not so bad. So overall, the camera, I won't say it's waste of money, but we've seen better cameras. But to be honest, if for 23,000 rupee phone, the camera is pretty decent. The resolution is good. The performance levels is decent, and even the video taking capabilities, you can shoot up to 1080p videos. So that is also pretty good. Uh, in the end, I would say that this is a good attempt by HTC, coming from the Desire 700, which was a complete no-no for people, and coming at a very high budget. The 816 is actually a very affordable, much more affordable to be honest, device with a phablet kind of a size, 5.5-inch design. So if you're considering a phablet for a decent hardware and for gaming and few taking some pictures here and there, this is actually a very good option. And considering if you want multimedia, the speakers are excellent. You do get an excellent experience if you're watching movies or if you're playing some games. So yeah, a pretty decent fit by HTC in the mid segment.